Hello everyone, this is Professor A.R. Shinde. So next chapter is Analysis and Design of Singly Reinforced Section, Part 1 for the introduction. Okay, so we'll proceed with the introduction. We'll just proceed with the introductional reading and just explain all the things that I read. Okay, for the design process requires conceptual thinking, sound knowledge of engineering, by experience, imagination, and judgment. The design process, the design process, or the design of any structure is categorized into functional design and structural design. A functional design. The structure should primarily serve the basic purpose for which it is constructed and must have a pleasing look. The building should provide the happy environment inside as well as outside. Therefore, the functional planning of a building must take proper must take account of proper ventilation, lighting, unobstructed view in case of community hall, cinema theater, proper water supply and drainage arrangement. For bridge construction, fix the steps are fix the type of structure, RCC or steel structure or load bearing structure. Next, after deciding the tentative form, the designer is required to select appropriate material for its construction. Next, the property of the material determined to decide the suitability for quality of material may be required. Structural design. Structural design is an art and science of designing a safe and serviceable and durable for its intended use of over its design life of span. Design life of structure depends on functional aspect and the importance. The process of structural design involves the following stage: structural planning, action of load and their classification, method of analysis, member of design, drawing and detailing and preparation of schedules. So here they have given us the uh, very beginning part of or very introductory part of the structural design. Okay, so what is basically done before before doing or before going for any idea for the construction of any building community, maybe commercial or maybe be residential. So just both are the aspects done before the imagination or before not before the imagination but before any idea, after imagination of a building in the mind. Okay, so after the imagination or after decision that we have to do such type of house or such type of building, we just go through these points or these two aspects. Okay, first is functional design. In functional design is generally done by the architecture, where we go we just share him we just share the details of our plot, our area, our location, or the surrounding environment, our lightning, our ventilation, or whatever it may be, whatever is the area for as per location wise, or many other things that are to be shared with the architect to tell him that what kind of structure you want, what kind of structure you need, and what kind of structure you will see after the construction. Okay, so he will the architecture will take all the possible information from you, then he'll just make a imaginary, or we can say a rough plan for the for building according to your imagination or according to your data or according to your information that you have given to him, according to your area, according to your location, according to the surrounding environment. Then after that you have to decide whether the plan is okay or not okay, or if you have to go further or not to not go to not go further. Okay, after if you agree the plan, you agree the proposal, then the next plan is of the structural designing of the building. Okay, so structural designing is not done by the architect. Okay, so it is needed to be done by the structural designer. So the architecture will refer, or you may go to the structural designer and you may hire a structural designer for the uh, structural or description, you can say safety and economical point of view of the structure. Okay, so if the plan is done by the architecture, then you have to go to the structural designer if it will work, or if it is what are the necessary changes that has to be made according to the design requirements or design standards. Yeah, the structural designer will tell him or her. Okay, so structural designer will just let you know what are the changes to be made according to the design or safety point of view, or according to the economic point of view. What are what are the possible changes that can be done, or what are the different members that can be changed or that can be modified in the building and according to your environment or your use. Okay, so structural engineer just does structural planning, action of load, their classification according to the theoretical view, method of analysis he does, number of design, drawing and detailing. After the approval of your after the approval of the owner or the uh, who whose house is to be built or whose building is to be built, then his approval is to be needed for the each and every changed aspect. Okay, so structural design is done in this way. Okay, with the help of the structural standard aspects. Okay, then the slab transfer the load to the supporting beam in one of two direction. Beams are support to the slab transfer the load to the column. It is vertical member providing support to the beam and transferred by axial compression. So slab is slab is a floor member or RCC member which is supported on the beam and which transfers the load on the beam. Beams are also RCC member which transfers the load from slab to the column. Then column is a vertical member providing support to the beam and whole structure, and transferred the load through axial compression to the footing and through footing to the ground. Okay. So next, action of load and their classification. So vertical loads. Okay. Dead loads are permanent loads. Dead load is mainly due to self-weight of structural members. Live load. Live load are either movable or moving loads without any acceleration or impact. The weight of furniture moving person are included in live load. Impact load. Impact load is caused by vibration or impact. A person walking produces a live load, but a person walking produces a impact load is caused by vibration or impact. A person walking produces a live load, but soldiers marching towards marching produces impact load. Wind loads. Wind load is primary horizontal load caused by movement of air relative to earth. In different parts of the country, the basic wind velocity is different. The design wind pressure at any weight is calculated from the design wind velocity. Earthquake loads are horizontal forces caused by earthquake and shall be computed in accordance with IS 1893-1984. Okay. So these are the types of loads which we already have dealt in the previous chapter on the illustration. So there is no need, but just we'll see the brief introduction. Okay, dead loads are the non-permanent loads. These are temporary loads. Okay, live load are movable. Sorry, the dead loads are permanent loads, not temporary loads. Live loads are movable or temporary loads. Impact load is caused due to the vibration or impact. Okay, which is caused due to the acceleration. Okay, wind load and earthquake load are the lateral loads caused due to the wind and earthquake forces respectively. Okay, then the action of forces. The action of forces of the members produces different types of stresses as given below. Axial stress. Axial stress consists of axial tension or axial compression produced due to the forces along the longitudinal axis of the members. Bending stresses and shearing stresses. These are caused due to the transverse forces applied in the plane of bending. Twisting moment which in turn gives rise to shearing stresses. Combination of above. The more complicated interactive forces give rise to combination of above stresses. So here axial stresses. Axial stresses are the stresses acting along the longitudinal axis along the or on the top face of the longitudinal axis and in which these stresses are produced along the longitudinal axis of the member. Okay, bending stresses are or shearing stresses, bending stresses are caused on the plane of the forces are applied on the transverse direction or in the lateral direction of a member, where it causes buckling of a member. And also shearing stresses are caused by the twisting moment also. Okay, then the combination of above gives rise to the above stresses. There are many more combination of stresses in which where we see which are seen in this which are seen where designing of uh, building or designing of a structure is done in manually or either on the software. Okay, so next is method of analysis. So method of analysis, elastic analysis. This method deals with the study of strength and behavior of the members and structures. This method of elasticity analysis is generally used in practice. Method: slope and deflection method, strain energy method, moment distribution method, computer method, finite element method, finite difference method, approximate method, substitute method, cantilever method. Second, limit analysis. It is an analysis dealing with the study of strength and behavior of structure at collapse. Okay, so here elastic analysis of the member is just the elastic analysis generally used in theoretical way. Okay, so there are many theoretical methods for the elastic analysis like slope and deflection method, stiffness matrix method, then kinematic difference, kinetic difference, sorry, strain energy method, moment distribution method. Then there are computer method which are FEM, that is a finite element method, a finite difference method, on which many automobile industries analysis related analysis is done on this computer method. Then approximate method is used, substitute method, cantilever method. Okay, then there are limit analysis. It is an analysis dealing with the study of strength and behavior of structure at collapse. So this is the analysis where the limit analysis for the structure is done. Okay, so building analysis, there are many software for the limit analysis like ETABS, StatPro, and all this for the collapse or for the stress safety of the structure. Okay, method of design of RCC structure, working stress method. In this method, it is assumed that the concrete and steel behave elastically. The RC members